Can you imagine what an angry blowjob Joe Rogan would give? Just like neck veins in his neck bulging.
That's the kind people seem to like nowadays.
But I'm picturing it's, eating a woman out also. Just, assholes getting sucked in. So that's that. Now, Hemda, what is the deal, would you say?
The deal is we got to look at the cams real quick.
Okay.
For funsies.
All right. They look good. Christian, what's the last movie you saw in a movie theater? In 3, 2?
I was just curious, are people able to hear me during the mic check?
I'm Christian.
Should I let you know?
You son of a... You son of a... All right, so now I'm going to play a little music. You know how I do. This little ditty I put together this morning, and then we'll begin. And that's that. Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Look at this tweet from Chemda.
Oh, no.
Early bird super passes are sold out.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Limited late bird tickets available. KeithandtheGirl.com/tickets. It's all there. The super pass covers all the events. 4 events, 20 comedians. We're going to do silent trailers live. You can't say that live. A launch party.
Your stand-up.
My stand-up.
Your girlfriend doing stand-up.
You can compare, and we're giving out judging sheets. All right? KeithandtheGirl.com/tickets, April 13th, 14th, and 15th. Please be part of it. You know who else is joining us? Featured on Comedy Central, Netflix, Conan, The Today Show, the great Christian Finnegan.
Yay.
Yay.
You're always the most thrilled to be here.
Well, I am thrilled to be here. I just didn't. You make fun of me when I give my classic intro. So I don't.
His classic intro, by the way, is, "Oh yeah, it's me. What a booking coup." Is that it?
Yeah, something like that.
But instead, you spit into the mic.
I did not spit. I made sure to get at least 6 inches away, and I just gave it a little.
Oh, is that what men
Yeah.
think 6 inches are?
The raspberries, by the way, is the most positive I've ever heard Christian. Christian, here's what I like.
Oh man,
Here's
will
what
we ever learn?
You know what? I go, Christian, how you doing? He says, okay. And I go, Christian, I can see your tweets. You know, this is what's so great about social media. I know how he's doing 8 minutes ago.
Come on, you know, like anybody tells the truth in their tweets.
Okay, tell me if this is true or not. I'm going to guess it was.
Okay.
2 bodega dudes
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's true.
just looked at my folding bike, chuckled to each other, and then one shook his head and muttered, Maricone.
Wow.
So that's what's going on with me. Good to see you.
Yeah, I was right at the deli around the corner. Right?
Literally 8 minutes
Yeah.
ago.
It's just stared at it, just looked at it. It's, medical.
Like
That's the F word for gay people, right?
yeah.
But like it is funny, social media, especially from comedians. Sometimes like they thought it through. They're very rightly so proud of it. And other times it's like, oh, they're stuck on the shitter.
What I love is, Keith, not just that you printed out my tweets, but you put them in size 84 font
Yeah.
so you could read them. There's literally one tweet, landscape style, on a page.
Nobody's gonna say I'm misrepresenting them. It's like, no, it's all here.
That's absurd. It's a tweet. It's like 31 words.
You want to know what happened? When I was a kid, we weren't allowed paper.
I honestly believe him.
Right. And like Gone with the Wind, I said, I will never run out of paper again. And here we are. And I don't care if
Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a ream. Come on. Ream of paper? Come on.
We're laughing, Christian.
And
That's all that can happen.
There are the 2 lines I know from Gone with the Wind. The one he said and the one I said.
Black Mirror episode, Christian tweets. Black Mirror episode where all the tweets you've ever begun then deleted are suddenly published.
Oh, God.
That'd be great.
Who would you murder for that not to happen?
I will say I'm pretty good. Like, I don't think anybody could really go through my tweet history and find anything that I would be horribly embarrassed by. Maybe
Are you
opinions,
testing the universe?
Yes. Maybe opinions that I am now embarrassed by, or maybe I feel differently, but nothing that I am pretty good at saving things to draft if I'm not sure. Like if I'm drunk or high and I'm not sure about something.
And then deleting them, or they're still in your draft?
Often I will delete them. I mean,
because here's what I'm working with, okay? I expect there to be a leak, and I have some drafts, so I make sure that I got a really good titty shot. So if it's going to leak, it's going to be just magnificent.
Smart. Yeah, that's good. So do I. I also have a 100 titty shot, which is awkward.
You kept that? That's so nice.
Your wife's like, why do you have all these nudes? Something about a leak. It made sense. One of my friends said
I
it.
don't know. Hamda's tit is leaking. I don't know.
You know how sometimes your nude photos leak out? Sometimes things leak in.
Well, the other day, Christian was working on an important thread, I see. I've spent the last half hour breaking fruits down into tiers of importance. I will now post my findings so as to convince myself that this has been a valuable use of time. First,
fuck was this?
First the ground rules. These are grouped in terms of cultural market share, not personal preference.
Oh, is this a tweet?
Yeah,
This was something I spent like an hour on a couple days ago.
yeah, his wife was out fucking his friends. Continental U.S.
I have
only.
no friends.
Joke's on me. I'm not including tomatoes, avocados, or anything else that's technically a fruit. Give me a break. We all know what a goddamn fruit is. Tier number 3.
You're so psychotic.
You're starting with 3?
Not in the standard rotation, but not exotic. Found in many supermarkets, but not all. And then, kiwis, pears. You have to look it up yourself. When your wife says, hey, can you help me with the blah, blah, blah? Do you go, I'm writing. You're a writer. You understand this is work. And then she sees this, right? Like, if you love each other, she sees these. And she goes, you motherfucker. That's what you were doing?
She did come home from work, and I told her what I was doing, and I could just see the disappointment wash over her face. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this thing right now. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but can you walk the dog? Fruits.
All I do is help.
I was out last night with Kyle after we recorded that show, and she was in a hurry between our show and for her to do stand-up, but she wanted to get a quick bite real quick. And she passes Beer Burger, a famous burger place. She says, let's eat there. Should they be quick? And I'm like, yes, as long as you look at the menu and shout out what you want. Well, I'm realizing, is so polite that the food takes time because of her, not the waiter. The waiter says, have you ever eaten here before? As if we don't know, what do you do here? You know.
Well, we have fun here.
Do I just eat straight off the table, or do they give me like a circular disc of some sort to eat
I walk out sometimes to restaurants, and if they catch me, I go, oh, I've never eaten here before. I didn't know. You pay?
Oh, I give you money. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we put the silverware in a basket instead of right in front of you individually. We're kooky.
Right. So she says, well, I've eaten at a Bear Burger before. I haven't eaten in this place. And I'm like, already this is wasting time. So then the guy explains how to order a burger.
No.
Do you want a bison? Do you want a cow? And then what are your
Like,
toppings
otherwise
on
she's not going to know to pick a cow.
And she lets the guy keep going. And to the point where the guy pulls up a chair and takes a seat to explain what's going on. Then he says, do you want to try the new Impossible Burger? It's vegetarian. It's gluten-free. It's all the rage. Oprah's talking about it. She goes, oh, that sounds interesting. You know what? And then stares at it like she's going to do it. And then goes, I think I'll go with regular beef. And I'm like, this is for you. I don't care. But let's speed it up for you. Everybody's so unnecessarily
This is like
polite.
an episode of Mad About You.
Right? Well, you know what? I went to, there's a Mexican restaurant around where Christian lives, and they have these open quesadillas that I like. And one has
They're
steak.
like pizzas. They're delicious.
Yeah, one is steak, and whatever they think goes with that. One is shrimp, whatever goes with that. So I say, and often I would get one of them and get the other topping on top.
It's the Keith Mexican Supreme.
Yes.
So
Wait,
anytime
Wait, you get two quesadillas and put them together like a sandwich?
No. It's the Keith special.
Thank
Here it is in every Mexican restaurant. If you have fajitas, quesadillas, anything that has a steak option and a shrimp option, he will order the steak option with whatever that comes with. Can you add shrimp? Because see, in this side of the menu, you have the shrimp left.
Right.
It'll maybe confuse people the first time, then he'll go back every 10 times, order the same thing. It's always the same.
Right. So I say, I'll pay extra for the shrimp. And that's been going fine. Then I get some new waiter, not when me and her are out. And she goes, oh, I don't think they can do that. It's like, well, they can. And I'll pay for it. I'll have to check. I don't know that they can. Why are you still staring at me? Then check. But
You're trying to sort of guilt me into removing my request. Like, you know, like if I just enough, then maybe I'll forget it.
right.
You want me to save you a 40-second conversation with the cooks.
Right. So I say, I get it before, but sure. If they can't, they can't. But I wouldn't mind if you check. Okay, because I'll have to check. And then Kyle jumps in and goes, oh, it sounds like they're two different quesadillas.
I'll kill you. I'll murder you.
Stay out of it.
Yeah. Whose side are you on here?
Yeah. I used to have that with Hennessy. I'm like, okay, you're about to feel uncomfortable because I'm going to stare someone in the face and they're going to try to get out of something. But just all you do is shut the fuck up.
You order meat well done. Stay out of it.
Hennessy or meat well done?
No, he just likes to yell to the ether every once in a while.
No, my girlfriend orders food well done.
Okay, that's
I make it.
jail worthy.
You know what? You could call it controlling. I don't allow her to do it. I don't allow her to do it. I can't respect you when you do that.
This is a very respectable conversation, though.
If you order food well done, if you order steak well done or a hamburger well done, the chef should spit in your food. And not because you don't know how to order, but to at least give it moisture.
So does she order it medium for you?
She says well done, and then I go, no.
And then what?
Yeah,
No.
Then
Let him
you don't want to be like correcting your girlfriend's order.
No, let him finish this beautiful story. How does this end in front of a waiter?
Then I say no.
Yeah.
I go, no.
I say no.
So I go, try again.
That's not how she wants it.
And she goes, medium well? I go, if you want. Then it's her decision.
You know you sound psychotic right now, right?
You should not. Somebody should tell you. Somebody should tell you. You don't have friends if nobody sat you down and said, what are you doing?
And then she's comfortable eating it?
Yes.
Not the way
These well-done people, they don't know better. My parents get things well done. They don't know better. Nobody told them.
I think that there's also a class aspect to it, and I don't know anything about Kyle, but I know that in people who grew up in poorer neighborhoods where the quality of beef isn't as good, they tend to order food more well done because it's more of a worry about, not salmonella, whatever the beef equivalent is, of
Mad cow disease.
Yeah, or whatever. I just know, like, I used to work at Jackson Hole, and it was kind of a very, just...
Shitville?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that it's like, the sort of rich hoity-toity Upper West Siders would order rare, medium rare, whatever, and people who were maybe not so rich or whatever would tend to order it medium well done. I remember one dude who he ordered his burger and he was with his girlfriend, and I said, "How would you like it cooked?" And he just looked at me like I was crazy, and he said, "Cooked."
Like on the fryer.
Yeah, like cooked, like cook it.
Yeah.
Which I took to mean like no pink and make sure it's cooked. I was like, all right, sure.
I was in Ireland and I ordered a burger medium, and my ex laughed at me at the time. Like,
Why?
No, you don't say.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like I'm some top hat wearing.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're asking for like some crazy specific order.
No, I don't know.
There are those restaurants though where you order a burger and they start to walk away and you're like, "Can I get it medium rare?" And then they're like, they give you a nod like, "I'm not saying that, like we
Right.
It's a frozen patty. We throw it on for 30. It's already cooked. We just
it's under the heat lamp.
yeah.
Well, we were talking about this the other day that Hemda and I had our yearly steak dinner. We go to a fancy place we never normally would go to and celebrate a Keith and the Girl anniversary. And I was telling her, you know what? I think I'm over these steakhouses that we go to. What is the attraction about these old school waiters?
I agree. Well,
Well, that's it. What is the attraction about these old school waiters with a bad attitude? Don't acknowledge that you ordered anything. I was guessing that at a regular restaurant, you say, "May I get the crab cake?" And they say yes, and then you're just waiting. Where is it already? But maybe they do it deliberately at a steakhouse. They just walk away, and then when it does come, it's a nice surprise. What could be the goal of being such assholes? And I say we stop supporting.
I think so too. This was the year where I was like, "Oh, the steak is good, but we live in New York."
Right. It's always
there's
good.
great steak
Yeah.
at so many restaurants, and it's like, okay, I can go to a nice restaurant and spend $26 and get like a really nice steak that comes with salad and comes with, a potato, whatever. Or I can go to a steakhouse, spend $35 for the same steak and have it come with nothing. And then I have to then also buy sides as well.
And the attitude. And by the way, it turns out your steakhouses are no different from each other. So I don't know why you think you're ever better.
I know. I love that idea. It's like, oh, no, this is the
Yeah.
steakhouse you got to. It's a fucking steak, dude.
Yeah, it's the same menu. You have the same salads. You have the same specials, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And you all think that you're very special, but the thing is you're not even giving me the service that this money comes with. You're not even giving me that special feeling. And if we were on a date, it would be even more disappointing because you're not giving me the atmosphere that I'm paying for to help this date move along.
Yeah. And I do know that I think the culture has changed over the past 30 or 40 years, where it's like, not 34.
You're very
over the past
specific.
34 years. Where the idea of the sort of 50-year-old guy in the red tuxedo coat waiter at the steakhouse, like that probably was a good paying job in previous generations. But now it's like when you go and you get these waiters, they, like you're saying, they don't want to be there. They don't want to talk to you. You feel like you're invading somebody's, like I'm busting up your break time.
Yeah, but I think that they forgot what it's like to look for a job and get one. Because no matter what the price difference the salary difference that they go home with, it still is more than their fucking shit attitude. There's no way they're not walking out with $200-300 a night.
Right.
So there's no fucking way.
Agreed. We tipped $50 and taught him a lesson.
Right. That's the thing. It's like
I know.
Yeah, he wasn't nice to us for half a second. Didn't help us out. Didn't answer any of the questions. Here's $50. And by the way, that's because we don't drink. There's no alcohol on the menu, so there's nothing driving up what would have been the tip.
Yeah.
So that's $50 on the lowest. We're his shittiest table.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you did great tonight.
No more supporting. We go to a buffet next year, and we tip $200.
You know what we should do instead? I bet. Oh my God, I just thought of this, and now my addiction is itching. With the amount of money
I have some ointment.
Thanks, buddy. You get it. With the amount of money that we spend for a dinner, we can actually go to Atlantic City, spend the night, gamble, and go to a buffet. Huh?
There you go. I went to for a while. I was doing a lot of colleges in St. Louis area for whatever reason, and
in Missouri.
I see what you did there. But for whatever reason, I found myself in St. Louis quite a bit, and I don't gamble that much. But sometimes, St. Louis has a lot of casinos right around there, and I decided to stay in one of those riverboat casinos, like on the river, which are like the shittiest casinos. But I just wanted to stay, and I stayed overnight in one.
You're wearing the right hat for that right now.
Trust me, you've never been to one of these casinos. If it was a Bass Pro Shops hat, then it's these riverboat casinos are like the trashiest places in the world. But I went to the buffet, and it was when I was on my hardcore diet years ago, and I went and made myself a salad, which of course is just rotting iceberg lettuce and some wilted cherry tomatoes, and then they had a big tub of just white goop, and in Sharpie it just said salad dressing. That's classy.
Because somebody tossed someone salad, and that was
that's probably it's just
that was way too much.
Probably a little.
I get it.
There you go.
Do you or your wife have any weird quirks when you go out eating together? My girlfriend is very anti-condiment, so I'm trying to do some immersion therapy where I dump Caesar dressing on her. I don't know what to do.
Sauce type stuff,
ketchup especially, mustard,
really?
Mayonnaise, the good stuff. Like wait till I tell her that there's vinegar and mustard in everything. But until then, she can't take it solo by itself in a hamburger or hot dog.
Would she just want it plain, like nothing on it?
Yeah, and
Why?
goes well done. So
Yeah,
don't tell me I'm not supposed to correct her, Christian.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
You got to learn this woman. When Cambria and I first started dating, I used to have a running gag with her just to count how long it would take before she started to have a personal conversation with the waiter. Because, she's just a social person like that. And she'll just start being like, oh, my cousin went to Idaho once, or just some random conversation. Be like, all right, that took 2.5 minutes before.
Does she enjoy it, or does she then complain? The waiter will not shut up.
No, she enjoys it.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically her being a good person is really what it is. I'm clearly the Northeast New England cold asshole.
Right, because my girlfriend will send me like audio of her in an Uber, in a cab, and saying, this guy doesn't shut up. And I'm like, oh, let me hear. And the message will be her saying, oh, yeah, so how many kids? I'm like, what? Somehow I know one of us is better looking than the other, but I never have that problem. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's my I once this is not an interesting story. You guys are so lucky. You just dodged a bullet. I was about to launch into a really incredibly not interesting story, and I saw the future, and I was like, nah.
And instead, we got a
up.
story about the not interesting story.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
You
That's
really,
cool.
You really went behind the curtain there.
Poetry.
But you can hear the story on Twitter. So that's what's exciting for everybody.
Dude, my fruit tears are undeniably accurate.
I think you spelled tears wrong is what really happened.
I did not. T-I-E-R-S.
Yeah, but the intention was T-E-A-R-S.
All right, how do I kill myself?
Are you looking for suggestions?
How can you guys make grammar not fun? I don't get it.
Wow.
Let me tell you about frames. Frames, okay? I'm talking about framing things for memories. Framebridge.com. They frame it all. Upload your photo. Mail them something special. Either way, they'll frame it for you. Beautiful. You put it on your wall. Mamma mia. Okay? Preview your item online in any frame style. See what it's going to look like. Choose your favorite or get free recommendations from their talented designers. It's an expert team over there. They custom frame your item, deliver your furnished piece directly to your door. Some companies, they send it to your mom's house. Not this place. You tell them the address, they'll send it right to you. I love them. I use them, Hemda.
Why would they send it to your mom's house?
These are weird other companies, but this company doesn't make you guess where they're sending it to. Like a scavenger hunt. I paid for it. Can I have it to my house? Yes, directly to you.
But actually, speaking of Mother's Day is coming, and I think like a framed photo of you / maybe you and your siblings.
But is your selling point here is that they use mail properly?
That's a bonus. The meat is in the quality of the frames.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
feel like if I worked for the company, that's what I wish my podcast clients
Right.
would hit more.
But
is
also-
my product, not the fact that we know how to enter a mailing address into a.
Just a little bonus, it'll get to you. Okay?
These people are paying you for this, right?
Just a little bonus. There's many things you could, maybe a football jersey that you find special. You can frame that. There's nothing you can't frame.
But what will they send it to my house though?
They'll send it right to you. In fact, whether you like it or not, they'll send it to the address you tell them.
Why would I tell them an address I didn't want them to send
I
it
don't know what trip you're on.
They're not calling you a moron. We are.
Right.
They better not send it to this address I'm typing in.
Don't do it. They're dedicated. Get started today. Frame your photos or send the perfect gift for weddings, birthdays, special events, or like Hemda said, Mother's
Special
Day.
events.
Apostrophe events.
Special events.
Go to framebridge.com.
Yeah, like maybe you're the MVP of something. You got a jersey. We're getting it framed.
No, I'm making fun of the fact that he said special events.
Hemda,
instead of special
Those two,
events.
though.
Hemda, honestly,
Yes.
I blame you, not him. You don't correct the child. You're the adult, and you don't let it ruin your day, right?
I would live in my amends to you.
Go to framebridge.com.
Special events.
See what you did? See what you did now? Wow, this really helped things out, Hemda.
They'll send it to your address.
Thank you,
The
Hemda.
special events.
Very good, Hemda.
Say you got a Steelers jersey you want to put in a frame.
A VIP award to Hemda. All right. Well, I'm going to try here, Hemda, but you did this. Go to framebridge.com and use
.com.
Hemda.
Framebridge.com.
Use promo code KATG. You'll save an additional 15% off your order. Just go to
concentrating on his
framebridge.com. Hemda?
You can see him concentrating on
Oh, Hemda.
Getting me in trouble.
Go to framebridge.com, promo code KATG. That's framebridge,
it. .com.
promo code KATG. We're having a meeting after this, Hemda.
You speak so poorly.
Christian, be nice. It's a speech impediment. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
.com.
I want to frame everything. How do I frame this conversation? Oh, God. Keith, consider yourself framed.
Speaking of sports jerseys, have you seen Ron Gronkowski do stand-up?
I have. Well, I watched like 5 minutes of that special that was on like Showtime
Yeah.
9 or something.
I watched the whole thing.
Oh, God.
I fast-forwarded through the regular comedians to get to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no reason to watch the actual comedians.
And then I watched the credits, and writer, Ron Gronkowski, editor.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's why you were on for so long.
He's on tour. I mean, it's pretty instructive. I mean, and I understand that it's kind of like the smart model. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, for a football player, you're probably among your lunkhead friends,
I guess,
and people who are like sports journalists who are used to just athletes giving bland quotes about giving 110% or whatever.
Right.
I guess you seem probably pretty funny, but
Right.
take that out of context and put it in a context where everyone is funny. And
That's a good point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably how a lot of people become comedians. They're like, look at my mom laughing at my jokes.
yeah, I mean, or a lot of why certain people. I mean, I kind of.
It's the reason
I
why
kind of
Keith
feel that
thought
same
he
way
could
about
sing
Chrissy
for a
Teigen.
while.
Honestly,
I can't hear anything.
It's the reason why you thought you could sing for a while because
Right.
your mom heard it. Who did you just criticize?
Chrissy Teigen. Like, and I don't mean to slam her because she seems perfectly funny and smart or whatever, but it's like there's a lot of people on Twitter who are convinced that Chrissy Teigen is like a comedic genius. It's like, no, you're just thrilled that a model has a brain, which means you think models were stupid to begin with. Like, they're just people. Some of them are smarter than others. The fact that she can actually construct something resembling a funny sentence does not make her the new Oscar Wilde.
Well, Ron, of course, is a tight end for the champion New England Patriots.
Does he make a joke about tight ends?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
Oh, shit.
Of course he does.
Oh, yikes.
And does he compare it to wide receiver?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He doesn't say, oh, we're fighting for jewelry, because that would be one step above. Well, anyway, he's going to have more time to do comedy. He is quitting football.
Yes.
It all
For
started...
comedy?
Well, for anything, but what's he going to do?
Okay.
You know. It all started, he writes,
Oh, that's good writing. It all started.
at 20 years old, on stage at the NFL draft when my dream came true. And now here I am about to turn 30 in a few months.
Is this his 5th grade paper? Like what he would read when he turned 30? Now he's reading it like he just wrote it?
With the decision.
Webster's defines football as
And now here I am about to turn 30 in a few months with a decision I feel is my biggest of my life so far. I will be retiring from the game of football today. I am so
The
grateful.
game we call football.
Isn't
the
it?
pigskin.
I am so grateful for the opportunity that pervert Mr. Kraft and known cheater
Can't believe
Coach
you put
Belichick.
that right in the press release.
Yeah.
That seems crazy to me.
He's controversial. I'm grateful for the opportunity that Mr. Kraft and Coach Belichick gave. I don't think he spelled Belichick right. Gave to me when drafting my silliness in 2010. My life
They
experience.
didn't draft his silliness.
Yeah.
They drafted him to play football.
My life. No, they like my
They didn't think-
quirkiness.
like, let's try. This guy would be a great locker room jester.
You know, every day he goes, "Watch out for my tight end." Every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My life experiences over the last 9 years have been amazing, both on and off the field. So a little reference to stand-up, I assume. The people I
Or
have
to his sex.
right, the people I have meet. Well, there was some head trauma. The relationships I have built, the championships I have been a part of, even the ones he didn't get, is what he means. I just want to thank the whole New England Patriots organization for every opportunity I have been giving. So he's thanking himself.
This is literally
Yeah.
what I have been giving.
Yes.
Well, he didn't thank his education.
You know, just because you're able to publish anything online doesn't mean you have to. You could have someone else look at it first.
That came out of his tight end.
It's, yeah.
I have been giving and learning the great values of life that I can apply to mine. Thank you to all of Pat's Nation around the world for the incredible support since I've been a part of this first-class organization. Thank you for everyone accepting who I am.
Accept who I am.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Gee, a 6'5", incredibly talented football player. Like, you know, I don't know if we can accept that.
You guys are so nice to me.
Give this monster a chance. Okay. Thank you for everyone accepting who I am and the dedication I put into my work to be the best player I could be. But now it's time to move forward and move forward with a big smile, knowing that the New England Patriots organization, Pat's Nation, and all my fans will be truly a big part of my heart for the rest of my life.
It is truly an honor to be here.
It was
It
truly,
is really nice just to be nominated
There's
for
another one.
football.
It was truly an incredible honor to play for such a great established organization and able to come in to continue and contribute to keep building success.
Did he just learn the word organization, you think?
To all my current organizations,
No.
to all my current and past teammates, thank you for making each team every year special to be a part of. I will truly miss you guys. Cheers to all who have been part of this journey.
KIT 917-232.
Cheers to the past of the incredible memories, and a huge cheers to the uncertain of what's next.
Ooh, uncertain is a
What?
big word for him.
Maybe
But that was meant to sound poetic, I think. To the uncertain of what's next.
Yeah, you're
that
sup-
sounds like a smart person thing to say, right?
You're supposed to read it like a newscaster. And to the uncertain, rest well. Whatever.
The
you said.
uncertain
maybe,
of what comes next.
maybe the uncertain should be an English class. When you hear these people, learn the language or get the fuck out of my country, right away the government should step in. Pop quiz, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do you know English? Here's a
Define Oxford comma.
test. Right. Now, Ron's going to be back in 1 week. I was drinking.
He sounds fun.
His name is Rob.
Do I keep saying Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
I
figured
mean,
out.
he was made tailor-made to be a superstar in Massachusetts specifically because he's white. First of all, just any athlete that's even remotely good who is white will be beloved in Boston forever.
Right.
And he has a name like a Gronk.
Yeah.
Like it's a nickname. Hey, Gronk, throw it to Gronk.
You know he made people say it.
It's yeah, but I mean, I go back to Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. I go back there all the time. Oh, fucking Tom Brady and Gronk, dude.
I forget that you're from Massachusetts. Are you not from the part where they speak like that?
It goes town to town where I grew up. And my dad was very adamant about us not speaking like that.
Oh, did you
but
pick
I have
up on it a
uncles who
little?
do. My dad's the youngest of 7, and my older uncles have it big time.
Did you like kind of going into it a little when your uncle's around?
No, I mean, it's just one of those things where I just heard it all the time as a kid. Your father and your hardcore, fucking having some beers. It's not hard to slip into, but
I kind of like it on you.
It's so funny. It was so bizarre to me when what's the fucking movie?
It makes you less pretentious. Do it again.
Will
still just as pretentious. Yeah,
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting. And everybody's like, "Oh, that accent is so sexy." It's like, "Are you kidding me?" the dude with the plumber butt and the giant gut hanging over his belt, at Dunkin' Donuts, in the Bruins hat, that's.
Why are you picturing that guy? I'm picturing a whole different guy with that accent.
Yeah, but to me, that's what that accent.
I'm picturing veins in the arms and like ready to fight, but not going to because we have to go make love.
There's a lot of making love.
I would love to fight you, but Hamda and I have to go make love.
No, say it in the accent.
Yeah. They'll go fucking make love, dude.
Do you ever dream in that accent?
No, I mean I never had it. Like,
only his big dreams.
Yeah.
I want to be famous. How do you say famous?
Famous would be the same. There's certain words. Everyone thinks that if you have the accent that every word is different. Some words just sound the way they sound. People always be like, Boston. I'm from Boston. It's like, that's not. It's Boston. It's fucking. It's the AR. Actually, Boston accent and an Australian accent are not that far off in certain ways. Like had. Instead of hard. It's that kind of. Yeah.
What do they put on their barbecues in Boston?
Burgers.
Okay.
Yeah, but you just say it quickly. Burgers.
Michael
Michael
Madsen, the actor from Reservoir Dogs, that cuts off the ear and the guy's ear on it. The cop.
Professional squinter.
Yes, professional squinter, and supposedly he made that scene up in that Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, yeah, I believe it. The guy seems like he's out there. Right?
He's like a beautifully sicko.
Yes.
Right?
I love in Kill Bill where he wakes Uma Thurman up when he's about to bury her, and he goes, "Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey."
He made that up. He makes it all up.
I think that's a really great line delivery.
Quentin Tarantino says, "I'm an amazing writer, and you follow all my words exactly, except Michael. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, but there's something about him I like." Well, he was arrested after driving under the influence. He was stopped while driving under the influence. The L.A. County Sheriff says that Madsen was driving a Land Rover and struck a pole in Malibu, California. So he was stopped by a pole. He was not injured. Officers questioned him and placed him under arrest. His blood alcohol level was not immediately available, but we can assume it was all of it. He was released from jail. No, he's guilty.
It wasn't readily available to whom?
To
in
the
what
press,
context?
I guess.
Oh, okay.
But
my blood's not ready.
I like the idea of readily available. It's like it's around here somewhere. I just don't.
That's true. I was on the phone with I'm trying to make a doctor's appointment, and the guy on the phone was like, "Let me pull up your account." So long later, I'm like, I can pull up anything on my computer. What else? What are you pulling it up from?
Yeah,
Are you going to the back?
even if Michael Madsen said, "I have proof that I was at home during that day," it's guilty. Still, look at you.
Oh, why are you cutting off people's ears?
Yeah, something's going on. Please, I only drank.
It was that's my.
That's pretty good.
I was only drinking at the stoplights. Okay, first of all, so I wasn't even driving.
Have you ever drunk driven before?
Once,
seriously drunk driven?
A short distance once, and I felt terrible.
Yeah, I've never driven drunk, but I've definitely driven where this could be a little, where it's like not where I ever felt impaired, but certainly when I, probably shouldn't have been.
Right. I was driving somebody. It's certainly not an excuse. If I wasn't driving somebody, maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. But.
Dude, that's exactly what happened. That was
you drove because you were driving someone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was driving Mark Douglas home. Mark Douglas and I went for drinks, and we were right near my apartment. I was coming from somewhere else. We were meeting for drinks about a block from my apartment, and so I was like, all right, well, I can have a couple drinks. I'm just going a block home. But then it started pouring, and I offered to give him a ride home. And then driving him home, I nearly hit two pedestrians.
Oh, really?
And honestly, I don't know. I think that would have happened regardless. It was raining. They were trying to run across the, whatever. But definitely I was like, oh, okay, if that had gone badly,
Right.
I would have been Fucked.
Yeah,
Am I allowed to swear in this show?
I go, Christian, look at these rules for the show again. And so, of course, that's what he's going to bring up now all the time. It is funny when a guest says, oh, can I curse here? And I'm like, it's 40 minutes in. Somehow you were okay the first 40 minutes, and then you got a conscience. I was driving the singer from Hanoi Rocks. And
oh my God, how ironic.
It's crazy. So
that whole band is cursed.
Vince Neil in that movie The Dirt, and in real life, he's drunk driving on a major highway and kills a lead singer of another.
No, it was the drummer.
Was it the drummer?
Yeah.
A drummer
Razzle was his name.
Oh yeah, drummer of a hair metal band.
Oh, I didn't know he killed a drummer over here. I thought it was a random.
No.
And I'm surprised they kind of put that in the movie because they try to sweep that under the rug a lot.
It was pretty quick in the movie, and
it was pretty quick in real life.
Right. Well, he was sentenced to a month, got 16 days, and paid $2 million in restitution. So if he didn't have so of course money talks. If he didn't have $2 million, there would have been a bigger problem.
True, but I also think I don't know.
But I certainly, and obviously, and
it's not just even the money he had; it's the money that other people had tied up in him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That it's like the managers, the record labels. Oh, it's like, hey, we need these guys in the studio. Right. So,
but I think, and again, not that I'm embarrassed by it. I'm not defending anything. But when me and Christian were driving, we weren't on a highway like looking around talking. I mean, I was white knuckled scared.
Wait, you were drunk driving with me in the car?
No. I mean, separate stories. But
you endangered my life.
I mean, this guy's really like looking all around. Jack Daniels IV.
Yeah,
he was trash though.
Yeah.
I never drove drunk. I've never been drunk, but I've never drove drunk. But when I think about it, I've driven tired enough that I might as well have been drunk. Like when you're afraid to like close your eyes for more than a second because you're falling asleep. I've fallen asleep on the highway. Like
I
when
have
I was
too.
younger.
You nod off for a second.
Yeah, that will never happen again because it's different when you get a little bit older, a little bit more used to driving, and when you realize, holy shit, I can fall asleep behind the wheel.
You recognize it quicker now.
There's no way that's happening now, but I didn't even know that you can fall asleep behind the wheel. Just like fall asleep. How did I fall? I'm driving.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And I'll start slapping myself in the face, and I pull the hairs of the back of my neck to like just try to wake myself up. Yeah.
Well, the problem is I would start thinking about my bed because I'm this close to, you start thinking of comforts and then you fall asleep. And so it sounds weird, but you got to think like I'm awake, no comfort, like open the window, know.
Yeah.
And also pull over and go to sleep.
I like pulling in the rest stop and having a little half an hour nap.
Yeah.
I would try to jerk off to stay awake, but that becomes a bigger mess.
Oh God, yeah.
No, how Michael
I've seen how he jerks off.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
He's always trying to jerk off to save something. It's nice.
10, 2, and 6. So here's how they caught Michael Madsen. He crashes into a pole, stumbles out of the car. Police come. He lights up a cigarette and looks at the wreck like, "Will you look at this?"
That's great.
Like
that's
he's
good
a bystander,
acting.
but they caught him. What are you gonna do? Ain't this some shit?
Can you believe this car is registered to a different Michael Madsen?
We're everywhere.
Mama June, the mother of Honey Boo Boo, of course.
You know.
June Shannon goes by Mama June. She was arrested on drug charges. Oh boy. And they didn't even they just saw her on the street and they go, "You're under arrest." And turns out they were right. She was fighting with her boyfriend, and they both happened to have crack cocaine and a crack pipe on them.
Wait, let me see the picture of her.
How old is the kid now? Because
did she have like major stomach staple?
Yeah.
That's does not even look like the same person.
How old is the kid now?
Let me see. I'm not sure how old now. My research team is on it.
Her name is now Lady Boo Boo.
If you please. Honey's my mother's name. You're under arrest. Why? I saw your TV show. You just are. 13 years old is how old the daughter is now.
Okay. Wow. She doesn't really have a good chance, but anyone can get out of anything, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. A man, 19 years old, works for Enterprise Rental Car Company. He was just arrested for putting LSD in the water supply in the water tanks. And 2 people got sick with the LSD.
Got sick with the LSD?
Well, they
Tripping
started tripping balls. You know.
Yeah.
That's what that kid would say. He'd be like, "Really sick? You're so sick that I expanded your fucking mind." He said the coworkers had quote negative energy, and it was his job to fix it.
Wow, that's foul as fuck.
Yeah.
I wish I'd done LSD. Now it's too late.
How is it too late?
Because I don't feel like you can start that at 45.
I started it a couple years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was your experience with it?
So wonderful.
Yeah? Like doing a full dose or a micro dose?
Yeah, full dose.
Yeah?
It was way lighter than I thought. It was really just
Way later, you said?
lighter.
Lighter? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Like it wasn't this heavy, exhausting. It wasn't like worlds opening or anything. It was this nice time with friends, a lot of laughter.
How long did the whole thing, like, from the minute you took it to the minute you felt like, okay, I'm back to being a normal person?
It was a while, 4 to 6 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where were you, like, physically?
In my apartment with like people that I trusted.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like with
What
people.
if you don't trust anyone?
I'll do it with you.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
Are you asking?
Yeah, and then you could maybe do it with that show character.
I see what you're saying, like a trusted television
Yeah.
character. Oh boy, but it's all Game of Thrones characters.
Oh no.
They don't exist in real life.
But why do you want to do it?
I've never done anything. I got a package of mushrooms about a year and a half ago that's been sitting in my dresser for a year and a half.
I just
and
did that for the first time.
I'm scared to do it.
For my 43rd birthday, I did it for the first time.
And
Also, okay, so this was a little bit more overwhelming in the like, wow, this is a lot of maybe feelings or like heavy sometimes, but because I'm 43 and I didn't just take mushrooms like a party, I understand it. So I'm like, oh, nothing's happening to me. I didn't get sick. I listen to music. Music overwhelms you. Like you get taken by it. Like you're like, this music is making me cry. Like you fall into this amazing thing. There's laughter. I cried some.
it's weird. It was the Hot Pockets theme song too.
When's the last time you cried?
This week?
Okay, because
no,
because
no,
the
I'm
folding
sure.
bike comment.
That's what it was. I don't know the last time that I like legitimately like bawled. I mean, I've definitely gotten choked up, watching some dog video or something, but or watching Coco or something like that. But like the last time I cried, I don't know. It's been a while.
It seems like when you ask that, Keith, of guys are like, I choked up at some dog thing, but who knows?
It's the show they
Literally
have.
what I just said, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
No.
sorry.
Yeah, no.
Sorry I didn't bring something original to the table.
Hold on, I'm seeing a tear. Hold on.
Me bullying him is what makes him cry. It's that I'm curious about like when guys get choked up, are you stopping yourself from crying, or that's just as far as it goes?
Well, I do think that I feel more on the verge of crying as
Now.
I've gotten older. No, I do think that and it happens. That's why old people, you see them, they tear up. I think you physically, you get that John Boehner thing where you just your emotions kind of take over a little bit. I don't know. I always want to cry. It's not like I have anything against it, because the times when I've like just bawled my eyes out, it's like a physical release. Like I feel genuinely more relaxed afterwards. But I can't. I think the minute I become self-aware of it, the minute I become aware that I'm crying, then all of a sudden this sort of, I wouldn't say the judgmental part of my brain, but the part of my brain that's aware that something's happening. Like I'm no longer in the moment. And I'm like, oh, am I crying? What am I crying about? Am I really upset right now? And then it's gone.
Yeah, you logic it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I cried recently. Motley Crue did a cover of "Like a Virgin."
I listened to about 30 seconds of that. It was terrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Really super bad.
I am a big fan of Nikki Sixx, but I saw an article of him, and he goes, "You won't even recognize it's the original song. Like it's so hard."
Oh boy.
Well, first of all, it's like, well, then why do it?
Right.
Like, why do it as a cover? And you do recognize it because it's Like a Virgin.
You didn't even say "fucked" for the very first time. What do you do? That's the only reason that you do it.
Just for the very first time.
That's the whole point. All right, let's see if I can get you to cry. A second Parkland survivor has taken their own life, most likely from survivor's guilt. And then a dad from the Sandy Hook shooting Or if you remember, 20 children, 6 to 7 years old, died. 6 staff members. The dad killed himself over the dead kid.
At like the town hall, right? Like in the
Yeah.
parking lot of the town hall, which is
Such a
pretty
statement.
intentional. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, it's hard for me to, I don't want to make light of this, but I don't know how to talk about things without making
Sure.
light of them. Because, I
You'll
bring
end up
laughter
crying.
to the world.
Yeah.
I'm, crying on the inside kind of guy. Sad clown. There is something that they call the suicide contagion, which is just there becomes this, not that people are copying each other, but it becomes kind of a logical thing of like, yeah.
It
why
becomes
don't
one
I,
of the ways out.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Like you almost didn't think of it, right? Like, hey, why not?
Or just it's like an option, like, oh,
Yeah.
right, like hey, what about Mexican food? Oh, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just an option that you hadn't considered, and then all of a sudden, oh, yeah,
Yeah, I find myself. I'm writing about this a little bit in the stand-up coming up in April. But it's when you hear people attack kids today about toughen up. Back in my day, postpartum because blah blah blah. Do you remember when you were a kid? You weren't happy.
Yeah, you hated this about your parents.
You wanted to die.
yeah.
But now it's like, no, these kids they have to go through it too.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I understand that, heavy shit brings you through to some other side, but you're not helping me go through it. So you're just like yelling at me to go through it.
Right.
We're not at,
Well, and it's
we're
like-
not at combat speed.
And there's no one who are bigger fucking babies right now than old people. I mean, like boomers. Like they're
Why
the
do I have to
biggest one.
talk different?
Why does anything have to change? Everything has to stay the way I liked it.
Why are you emailing me? You could just pick up the phone. Okay, how about we just not talk?
I will say that is maybe where I become an old person. It's like I really want to bring back phone conversations. And when I say phone
Give a
conversations,
call. Who do you call?
no, what I say phone
they hang
conversations,
up on
I'm
you?
not talking about talking for 2 hours. I'm saying, hey, what time are you going to be there tonight? Or like maybe something a little more complicated than that. What I'm sick of is 10-minute text exchanges to settle something that could be a 30-second phone conversation of like, you send me a text of like, hey, what are we doing for dinner tonight? I get back to you. I don't know. What are you thinking? And then we go back and forth. What time should I make the reservation? Did you walk the dog? Do I need to walk the dog? Or I could just call you and we can have this all settled in 30 seconds. Instead, I'm now looking at my phone, waiting for you to respond. Like that.
Why don't you just call your wife then?
Yeah, I can't guess who you're talking about.
Well, no. I mean, I'm using my wife just because she's the person I communicate with the most. But it happens all the time with like bookers at comedy clubs. Like, hey, can you switch spots tomorrow? A comedian will text me, hey, can you switch spots tomorrow? Well, what time is your spot? Mine's, you know what I mean?
Okay,
It's like, you
time
can just
out
call
though.
me.
That drives me crazy too. But I try to like change that conversation within text. So if I'm asking you to be on the show, I'm not going, you want to be on the show in 2 days? I'm going, you want to be on the show in 2 days? Show starts at 3. You'd be getting here 15 minutes beforehand. And then there's no back and forth. I'm just waiting for you to say yes and no.
No, for that, I mean, I'm not thinking of a perfect example for it, but sometimes there's something that's not just a yes or no thing. It's not just a scheduling thing. There's a little bit of back and forth that has to take place because there's details that have to be worked out.
But
And
isn't it nice
sometimes-
though that it's in text form when you got to look back on it? Like,
And
oh,
then when you tell your
yeah.
wife, you said you were walking the dog and you have the proof.
Right, in your face.
The government of New Zealand announced a ban on military-style semi-automatic firearms and high-capacity magazines a week after such weapons were used in attacks on 2 mosques in the city of Christchurch. That, of course, killed 50 people.
but didn't he not? Don't they have like strict gun laws? Didn't he get it from?
She?
It was a female shooter.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the president.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
thought that would get bigger headlines. Like, I got that wrong.
What if I just started just a disinformation campaign? Just like, yeah, did you hear this shooter was actually a woman? Really? Because the guy released a video. No, it was someone else.
The man charged in the mosque attacks had purchased his weapons legally using a standard firearms license and enhanced their capacity by using 30-round magazines done easily through a simple online purchase. An Australian white supremacist, Breton Tarrant, was arrested by police who ran him off the road while he was believed to be on his way to a third target. He had live-streamed the attack on Facebook, as you know, had a manifesto that said he planned to attack 3 mosques. He was 28, or is 28, scheduled to appear in court on April 5th. An immediate sales ban went into effect to prevent stockpiling, and new laws will be rushed through Parliament that would impose a complete ban on the weapons.
Wow, they're so fast. We have discussions on Twitter and then drop it when Starbucks has a coupon.
I mean, yes. But I will say, in our defense, slightly, most countries don't have, gun ownership enshrined in their founding document the way we do. And I think that there's a lot of debate as to what the Second Amendment actually says. I mean, there is something called well-regulated. To me, well-regulated means there are fucking laws and stuff. But I mean, I think that little piece, the Second Amendment allows the argument to go on longer than other countries, because other countries don't necessarily have that. And so there's no, the gun people in New Zealand can't point to, as an American, as a New Zealander, this is my right because it's enshrined in our, the Constitution.
Yeah, they don't put it in a declaration.
Yeah.
Should our next poll be, did God write the Constitution? I think people are confused who wrote it. Slave owners wrote it. We're a little against that. The prohibition includes semi-automatic guns or shotguns that can be used with a detachable magazine that holds more than 5 rounds. It also applies to accessories used to convert guns into what the government called military-style weapons. The ban does not apply to guns commonly used by farmers and hunters, including semi-automatic .22 caliber or smaller guns that hold up to 10 rounds, or semi-automatic and pump-action shotguns with non-detachable magazines that hold up to 5 rounds. Let's see.
And if you understood that, you own one gun too many.
Right? People can hand over their prohibited guns under an amnesty while officials develop a formal buyback scheme, which could cost up to $200 million in New Zealand dollars, 140 American dollars. Good.
Wow, they're jumping on it. It doesn't matter what the cost. They're like, people were murdered. It's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now we look at America. A Detroit man accidentally shot himself in the foot trying to kill a cockroach.
Good.
He told cops he was trying to stop the bug in its tracks by throwing his shoe at it when the pistol in it discharged.
In what?
The shoe. That's where he keeps it.
That's good.
Police said they couldn't confirm the sequence of events, but said the man was in stable condition after the hospital treatment. Here's what I do when it comes to gun control. You take this guy, you look him up, and you look at his post on social media, and you read whatever he said about people don't know how to take care of guns. If you treat a gun wrong, you should be shot in the dick. Whatever he said, that's the punishment he gets. Next.
Shot in the dick?
If that's what he wrote.
Right.
It's not me saying it. Whatever he says.
But it's weird that that's where your brain went.
Look him up.
I'm just saying, this feels like it's more about you.
I got a feeling.
In my dick.
It doesn't have to be shot in the dick. If it says you should be punched in the dick, or your dick should be stretched and ripped off, or whatever he happened to say.
Maybe massage the dick. Whatever the guy typed years ago is important. Christian Finnegan, like I said, will be at our silent trailer game. I'm very excited. It's going to be me and him on the same team.
This is the first time we're doing it live like that.
I'm very excied, and we're just.
Who is our opposing team?
Honest to God, if it wouldn't matter if it's Spielberg and Scorsese, we know every movie ever made.
Now I've only played this game once, and we weren't in teams. So, was it like whoever jumps in, that's our team answer?
Yeah.
Or do we have to consult? Because I don't want you fucking it up for me.
Oh, you can't say, you don't lose for saying a wrong answer.
Gotcha.
So no one has a chance.
So you can just start shouting, Godfather, Superman, start shouting out names.
Yeah. Good luck with that. But I'm giving the opponents a little bit of an advantage because you guys are crazy. This is a crazy team to put together, you two. Like, you, Christian, were the only one who got it.
Merton Riggs.
Like crazy fast.
Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, boy. See, I don't even... Yeah. It's over. Yeah, you won.
He's naming famous cop duos.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
But
Ethan and Alan.
Who's that?
He's now naming furniture stores. No one can beat us.
So what I'm doing, I'm putting a couple people against you. So the two of you will go against another two, and they'll switch off so that they can rejuvenate their brains in between these rounds. I'm also giving your opponents the choice of what genre. Okay. Like whether it's musical or maybe just, the...
Kemda, of course, describes a movie. Doesn't know movies, doesn't know, actors. That's the joke of it. And she describes this movie that's on silent to us, the contestants, and then we guess at it.
Yeah, here are your opponents.
It wouldn't matter if the opponents not only picked the genre, but the movie itself.
We'll see. We'll see because like someone like Tracy Carnazzo is really good with romantic comedies.
Okay.
So
Right,
she'll be quicker with that. And she's paired up with Calvin Cato. Andrea Allen is paired up with Bianca Brady. JP McDade is paired up with Connor Delahunty. And Casey James Salengo with Courtney McGinnis, his girlfriend.
And so we're going up against all of these teams?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Man.
There's going to be a few
Brain fry.
rounds. Yeah.
Bring a lozenge.
Are you scared?
No.
Do you want to go against each other real quick?
Yeah, let's practice.
Sure, why
You
not?
ready?
Okay. I have to put on my not being an idiot cap.
All right. This came out pretty recently, 2017, in Press and Play right now.
Coco.
No, there's a press conference. A woman is coming up to, and now all the press is coming up against her. There's
Molly's game.
somebody.
That's a good guess.
Thank you.
She's wearing like a sequin outfit. Somebody did a donut in the parking lot or somewhere. She's
Lucky
spinning
Logan.
around in the air. She won a gold medal.
Hi, Tanya.
That's
Shit.
right.
Good.
Christian, get your
Ah!
shit
I know.
together.
I am not feeling it right now.
That
This could go
took
badly at the game.
exactly 30 seconds. Can you beat that?
Too long.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you guys ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm
That
not
was
gonna
29 seconds too long.
Not feeling it today.
We're going back to 2000.
Okay.
Here we go. Press and play. All right. DreamWorks. Does that help you guys? I think it does. It's a kid at a dance, and the kid is obviously a dork. Everyone's looking down on him. Now he's in the back seat of a car. Two women in the front talking. They seem like they're talking about him, and he's being disgusted. Everyone seems to be
Almost
talking
Famous.
down to him.
Almost Famous. No.
Yes.
Whoa.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be a slaughter.
Wow.
It's going to be a slaughter. Could they?
Wow. I wouldn't even have guessed, like, who remembers the kid part?
Could our contestants forfeit today as a favor?
Wow. Okay, so let's call it tied because at the
Well,
time.
it's not called tied. It is tied. He got one and I got one.
Yeah, but usually we do like the first round's 1 point, the second round's 2.
Oh, I see.
But for this, we're just going 1
Yeah,
point for
best,
each round.
yeah.
Let's keep it friends. Yeah.
All right, here we go. And thank you to Julia Schachter for giving me these trailers.
There you have
Press
it.
and Play, rated R, 1999. This is the last one. It's for the final point, and
Okay.
this is the winner. DreamWorks again, 1999, rated R, as you know. An overhead of like a really suburban street. Two guys running. A rose
American Beauty.
garden. Oh my god.
Whoa!
Oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
can't.
that was a total stab.
Oh my god.
Our team name is Christian Finnegan and Friends. I'm very excited.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Two guys are running back in 1999. There wasn't a plastic bag. There wasn't a guy jerking off in the shower. There wasn't a kid getting
Rose
beat up.
petals.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You can get your tickets and details at keithandthegirl.com/tickets. Again, if you're a student.
What if the whole show's 5 minutes?
If you're a student or if you're just like down on your luck or it's just not what you could spend money on. We want you more than we want your money. So give me an email, chemda@keithandthegirl.com or info@keithandthegirl.com.
Can I email you for cab fare?
We'll talk. You have to prove yourself the way people did in that Operation Varsity Blues. You have to Photoshop your head on something as if you're a sports athlete. Christ Finnegan on Twitter. Same with Instagram if you want the thirst traps.
I don't do Instagram. I think I posted one picture of my dog.
Then follow me on Instagram. Fuck Christian Chemda. Just look it up. CHEMDA. I'm
You're
everywhere.
right. Fuck Christian. Follow Hemda on Instagram.
Fuck
in that
Christian.
order.
All right. Twitter, though. Follow. Find out
Yes.
about
Yes,
fruits,
that is.
vegetables, right?
Yeah.
And, of course, times that he performs. He's
Tier 1 fruits are all the major candy flavors and anything that you would find not only in supermarkets but in most convenience stores.
You know you were funny this whole time, and now you're just going to...
Tier 2,
Okay.
minor candy flavors found in supermarkets always, but not convenience stores. Tier 3.
Wait, say it in a Boston accent, tier 3.
Tier 3, kind of. How do I describe tier 3?
Like a dum-dum.
More exotic, regional, and holiday specific fruits. Certain desserts.
Honestly, you look so much hotter when you're doing that.
when you do the accent.
He even like sits up.
Fucking lady wants to suck my cock.
How you like them apples? Thank you guys very much. We'll talk to you tomorrow.